Welcome to The Explainer. Today, we're diving into something truly incredible, how a simple cheek swab, some amazing technology, and people just like you are saving lives from blood cancer. And it all kicks off with a pretty wild question.
I know it sounds a little too good to be true, right? Like, how could that possibly work? But this isn't some hypothetical idea. This has really happened, all thanks to people who were inspired to do something amazing.
15. That's the number. 15 actual human lives saved. All because viewers who watched just one explainer like this decided to register as stem cell donors. Today, we're going to break down how they did it. And you know what? How you can too. Okay, so to really get the power of this, we first need to wrap our heads around the problem they helped solve. And believe me, for thousands of families, this is a desperate race against the clock.
Just let that sink in. In India, nearly 70,000 people die from blood cancer every single year. And for a lot of them, when treatments like chemotherapy just stop working, a transplant from a healthy donor isn't just their best shot, it's their only shot.
Now, here's where it gets tricky. We all kind of get blood types, right? There are only 8 main groups, so finding a match is relatively easy. But for stem cells, you have to match something called an HLA type. And as you can see, there aren't 8 of them. There are over 20,000. And that wild complexity leads to these odds. Finding a perfect HLA match is like trying to find one specific person in a packed-out football stadium. It's next to impossible on your own, which is exactly why having a massive global registry of potential donors is so absolutely crucial.
And behind all these odds are real people. People like Siley, whose own family wasn't a match, but a total stranger named Satish was. Or little Mahir, whose life was saved by someone all the way over in Germany. It just proves that a second chance at life can literally come from anywhere on the planet. So how in the world do you find that 1 in 100,000 person? Well, this is where the science gets really, really cool. It all starts with a simple cheek swab that you pop in the mail, which travels all the way to this insane high-tech lab in Dresden, Germany. And when I say high-tech, I mean it. We're talking about mind-blowing levels of automation and engineering. Machines that cost a fortune, all humming along with one single purpose: analyzing your DNA to see if you're a match. But here's the best part. For you, the person who's willing to help, it costs absolutely nothing. The organization covers every penny. They want to tear down every single barrier, especially money, that might stop someone from taking that first step to save a life. So your little swab goes on this wild journey. It gets opened by a robot. Then, and this is amazing, they use tiny magnetic beads to literally pull your DNA right out of the sample. Then, in a move that feels like it's from the future, they put a unique barcode inside your DNA to track it before other machines read your exact HLA type. So what's the whole point of this high-tech process? It's about finding your body's unique ID card. See, HLA markers are like the security badges on your cells that tell your immune system, hey, I belong here. For a transplant to work, the donor's badge has to be a near-perfect match for the patients, so their body welcomes the new cells. Okay, so the science is super complicated, but your part in all this, it's honestly ridiculously simple. Let's just walk through exactly what you have to do. It's probably way easier than you think. And that's pretty much it. 4 simple steps: a 5-minute online form, they mail you a free kit, you swab your cheek, sign a form, and then you just scan a QR code to schedule a free pickup. About 40 days later, boom, you're on the global registry, ready to be a hero for someone in need. Now, for the big question, right? What if I actually get called? Well, first, remember, it's pretty rare. Out of those 30,000 people who registered, only 15 have been a match so far. But if you are one of those lucky few, the donation process itself is also incredibly simple. It's a lot like donating plasma. You just sit back and relax for a few hours. Blood is drawn from one arm. It goes through a machine that separates out the life-saving stem cells, and then all your blood is returned to your other arm. It's not a painful surgery. You can literally just watch a movie while it's happening. And the best part, your body just regenerates those stem cells within a few weeks. No big deal for you, but a huge deal for someone else.
So we've seen the problem. We've seen the incredibly powerful and simple solution. So now, let's look ahead. Let's talk about the future and the challenge that's waiting for us. This is Mihir again, the little boy from earlier, now a young man. And his words, man, they say everything, don't they? This is the why. This is the reason behind every single person who signs up.
But here's the reality we're facing. Every year, there are over 100,000 new patients, but the entire registry of potential donors is less than 1 million people. With a gap that wide, finding a match is like a deadly lottery for patients and their families. 15 lives saved. That is an amazing, incredible achievement. It's solid proof that when this community comes together, we can make a real life or death difference. We know for a fact that this works. So knowing what's at stake and knowing how simple the solution is, the question isn't really, can we do more? The answer has to be a loud, resounding yes. We have to. So this is our new goal. We're going to 10x it. Not 15 lives saved, but 150. I know it sounds ambitious, but it is totally achievable if we all chip in. For about every 2,000 people who register, on average, 1 life is saved. The math is on our side. And that's really the big takeaway here. A tiny 5-minute effort from you could have a massive, lifelong impact for someone else. Your registration could be the one match, the one hope that a family is praying to find. Thanks for listening.